basketball stats. So I've got some college basketball stuff written down,
Oh, good, good.
and I'm gonna go talk about what I thought. So I watched the Michigan. I didn't watch the Michigan Ohio State game, but I watched the highlights.
Yeah,
Um,
fantastic
what
game.
a game!
Fantastic.
Um, the highlights were very thrilling. I only watched them for I think it was like 8 minute reel, but it seemed like one of those college basketball games, maybe the best basketball game of the year.
Definitely up there, if not the best. I mean, it was very back and forth, a lot of offense, a lot of great plays, dunks, 3 pointers, and you name it. It was a phenomenal game. Um, just in the end, spoiler alert, Michigan pulled away and won. I think it was it 92 to 87. Yeah, 92 to 87. You know, Michigan looks good. I mean, they have one loss. They have one loss, and they just beat Ohio State. They look fantastic. But it was quite a game. I mean, it was very back and forth, and Michigan just got the upper hand at the last minute and pulled away.
Right. And yeah, I think Michigan's the better team.
I think so
I
too.
guess. I think Michigan's a very good team.
I think they've been underrated until just now.
You thought they were overrated?
Underrated.
Oh, underrated. No,
Yeah, we haven't been talking about them.
I
Like
think they
we
can beat
say
Baylor.
nothing.
I don't know about Gonzaga. Gonzaga just blows everybody out, but the teams they play are crap, so it's hard to say.
Yeah,
We'll have to wait until we see Gonzaga play. Like, I mean, they
yeah,
played some good teams as we talked about last week, but until they like get into the tournament and start doing the big dance with all the other people.
yeah. I agree. I mean, Gonzaga beat San Diego State 106 to 60 this past week. I mean, that's
Under what now?
they beat San Diego 106 to 60. That's not fair.
Insane.
Uh,
Gonzaga is just so much more talented than the people
they
we.
are. They're very talented. I mean, I think there's no doubt that they're a good team. We'll just see how good they are.
Yeah, they're definitely a good team. Are they one of those teams that maybe could get upset in the first two rounds? I can see it happening. Maybe
I can see it.
I don't know.
I'll see them going all the way though.
That's always a crazy March Madness brackets. I filled out one. I remember filling out one. I remember in 2019 when we had March Madness. Um,
Back in the
that's
day.
crazy. That's gonna be a crazy thing. But yeah, I watched the Ohio State Michigan highlights. I see you got some notes here. Ohio State was her off hot from three early. Michigan led 45-43 at the half. That's a lot of points for a college basketball game at the half, and
Yeah.
it's just overall a great game. The way they just went at it, you can see the fierceness of the competitors. And the Michigan football account, not football, Michigan sports account or whatever, tweeted out that they haven't lost to Ohio State in like a long time, and like they had like three random sports, like I think softball, basketball, and another one. I don't remember what it was, but they haven't lost to Ohio State in like a year and a half or something like that. Because if you remember, they
They
didn't
didn't
play
play
this year
football.
because of football and COVID.
Yeah.
Michigan backed out because they're little wimps.
Well, that's a very bold statement to put out when you didn't play football.
That's all the Ohio State fans were like, "You didn't play us in football. How can you say?"
Yes.
Yeah, like I said, so I got some stats. Hunter Dickinson had 22 points for Michigan. Eli Brooks was the second leading scorer with 17 points. And for Ohio State, we got EJ Liddell had 23, and Dwayne Washington for Ohio State had 30. So there was your leading scorers
Bad.
in the Ohio State Michigan game. So overall, great game. Let me see what else you have written down. Um, so I want to go over some scores from this weekend, and we can kind of come back to like any topics that we want to talk
Yeah.
about. So on Thursday, I'm going to go all the way back to 2 Thursdays ago.
Way back.
We're going to discuss because this is what happens in the week when we record this podcast. So we got to keep the people updated. We got to keep them current on what's going on in the sports world. Okay, number one, Gonzaga beat St. Mary's 87-65. So I didn't even see. Yeah, so they already pounded somebody else in the ground too on Saturday. Yeah, Michigan before they played Ohio State beat Rutgers 71-64.
Not bad.
Ohio State beat Penn State right before they played Michigan 92-82. Houston beat Wichita State. Oh, Houston lost to Wichita State 68.
That's a big upset.
Yeah, 68 to 60. I remember the only reason I'm talking about it
Yeah.
because last week we talked about that game.
Yeah.
I remember being like,
Wichita
"Oh,"
State's been good
because
in
I
the
remember
past.
going like, "Oh, Wichita State, they're pretty good most of the time."
Good again.
Looks like I was right. I'm a pretty smart better,
I,
apparently.
I feel like Houston's kind of the team that they're
Okay.
good at. They're good at beating smaller teams, but when they play someone who's decent to good, they fall
Yeah,
apart.
see, that's the difference between Houston and Gonzaga, right?
Yeah,
Houston plays a bunch of crap, but Gonzaga, they play a bunch of crap too, but they're actually like a really good
they're
basketball team.
crushing it. Yeah,
Yeah, they can beat anybody in the country.
yeah.
And Iowa, number 11, Iowa, beat number 21, Wisconsin, 77 to 62. I thought that was worth mentioning. And then Friday, Boise State beat Utah State, 81 to 77. I only mentioned that because Boise State is on the bubble, and Duke beat on South. So we're transitioning to Saturday now. I'm only mentioning this because I got a bunch of Duke people that listen to this podcast. So Duke beat Virginia, number 7 Virginia, 66 to 65. Everybody pop off the freaking fireworks. Duke has been back to the first 4 out in the tournament.
Duke's back.
If they win like 2 games in the ACC tournament, they're in. It's over. It's done.
I mean, maybe it was good that guy got kicked off the team, and now
Yeah, that guy stinks.
not
And they
staying.
ain't bad team drafting. No, don't draft that guy. He
Don't
stinks.
draft him.
He's a locker room destroyer. That's what they call those kind of people. Number 8, Alabama barely. I even wrote barely beat Vandy, 82 to 78. That sucks for them.
The Commodores. What the heck?
We play our Vandy plays Vandy. Arkansas plays Alabama tonight. We'll talk about
Yeah,
that
being Wednesday. Yes.
to Wednesday. So you'll when you're listening to this, you'll know how that turned out if you keep up with Arkansas basketball. But hopefully it'll be good. Arkansas money line, always take it. Number 9, Oklahoma beat Iowa State 66 to 56. Only mention that because of you. Iowa State is the
They're
worst team in the Big 12.
garbage. They had a good game last night against Baylor. They almost took
Oh,
them
I
down.
did see that. That's just COVID brain for Baylor. COVID dust. I mean, we've been doing this podcast now for a month and a half, I think, almost maybe so a month and 4 days. Baylor's been on COVID rest, I think, since we started. I don't think they played a game since. So I just made like COVID brain for them.
Oh, good.
Um, Another great game that got put underneath the table because of Michigan, Ohio State. West Virginia beat Texas. Number 13, West Virginia beat number 12, Texas. That should
That was
be
a good game.
84 to 82. Very good game. West Virginia seems to always put on these great, fantastic games. I mean, the Oklahoma West Virginia game from earlier this year was great, a couple weeks ago.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
And this one is good too. Kansas is the Big 12 best conference in basketball right now. I would say
Right
so.
now, right now, I'd say yeah.
That's
I'd say
crazy.
yeah.
The ACC, man, what do they have? That's so sad.
It's
So
crazy at the ACC. Like the best teams, the blue bloods of the ACC, UNC, Duke, Syracuse, North Carolina, or Notre Dame. They stink this year. I mean, North Carolina's doing okay, but like everyone else stinks. And this year it's Florida State, Clemson. What's the other one? There's one other.
Virginia.
Virginia, yeah. Like, I
Well,
mean, Virginia's been good the last few
Virginia
years.
won the thing a couple years ago, and then well, Virginia. See, the problem with Virginia, I don't know. It's tough. The
They're
whole
very like cold, hot, cold. It's weird.
they're not like they were a couple years ago. They were like a team of
Right.
destiny a couple years. This year, they're like,
They're just kind of there, yeah.
yeah, they'll probably make it to Sweet 16, get bounced by Arkansas or something.
I don't know. I see Florida State going pretty far.
Think Florida State could make it Elite Eight or Final Four.
Elite Eight, not Final Four.
Very lanky team, Florida State.
Yeah,
Very.
I could see. I could see Elite Eight if it falls in a good position for. They get a good bracket.
They don't have to run into Baylor or Gonzaga. Good luck. Or
Michigan.
or Ohio State. I think Ohio State.
Ohio State's a good
I
team.
think it should be noted that Ohio State lost to Michigan, but I don't think anything should be taken away from them. I thought they played a really good game.
I don't even think they dropped in the rankings.
They shouldn't have.
I think they lost and stayed
listening to
exactly where they were.
I was listening to somebody break that game down, and the dude was like, I gained respect for Ohio State. I did too. That was a great game to put that kind of game up, to never lose it until the last like minute and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody was going to win, and it just turned out it was Michigan. But still, the reason I asked the question about the Big 12, though, I just read off like 3 scores. Like we're talking about Baylor, and then Oklahoma beat Ohio State. West Virginia's ranked. Texas is ranked, and then Kansas beat
Still
Texas.
hanging in there.
Kansas beat Texas Tech. Number 23 Kansas beat number 15 Texas Tech, 67-61. How about
Yeah,
that?
they're all still hanging in there. It's ridiculous.
Um, these are some fun ones right here. Arizona beat. I actually pulling for USC, so I'm disappointed in this. Arizona beat number 17
Yeah,
USC
I
80.
saw that. I was disappointed in that.
Yeah, Arizona. God, they stink. And they're coached like the biggest cheater on the planet or something like that.
Probably.
Um,
Arizona.
Kentucky. Well, speaking of big cheaters, John Calipari. Kentucky beat Tennessee 70-55. Right as we
Woo.
speak, I believe Vanderbilt's playing Tennessee. A lot of people riding on Vanderbilt tonight. People are doubting Tennessee, and good reason too. They kind of suck.
They're kind of hot and cold too.
Missouri beat South Carolina 93-78. That game was not of note, but I decided to put it out there anyway because I thought it was important to talk about how bad South Carolina is.
I did want to note before we move on.
Oh no, I got more.
Oh, you got more? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It's a big week, buddy.
Going.
We got a lot going on here. All right, so last night, Tuesday, I didn't actually write this down. I'm just
Well, we
going.
don't have to talk about last night. We don't have to talk about last night.
Baylor beat Iowa State 77-72. Oh,
We don't have to talk about it. Let's not talk about it. We're not talking about
Did
it.
you know that?
We're not talking about it. No.
Kansas State, the second worst team in the Big 12, beat number 7 Oklahoma 62-57.
Let's
Comment
talk about
on
it.
it. You have to talk about it. I'm gonna have to come up here if Arkansas loses to Alabama tonight. Talk that
See,
crap.
Oklahoma has a problem right now, and it's called Kansas State.
Hey, Michigan. Hey, they make you feel any better? Number 5 Illinois lost to Michigan State 81-72.
I did see that. I thought it was crazy. They went up to number 4.
All right.
Weekend,
Anyway,
and they
back to what you were talking about. I don't want to distract. Go ahead. This is like going to be like a couple times in this podcast that I'm going to blow Ryan up. So this is number 1.
We have a debate coming up, so look forward to that.
It's a debate. It's not a debate.
It's a debate.
It's not. I actually
Anyway,
right in the face. It's not a debate. Anyway, talk about Oklahoma losing. It's not that big of a deal.
So Oklahoma just has a problem with Kansas State. They've lost to them the last 2 years in football.
Free advertisements.
And
Yeah, they did. What's the deal with y'all in Kansas State, man?
I don't know.
Bill Snyder curse. They lose every other game, but they'll always beat the crap out of Oklahoma.
It's Kansas State. I don't get it. This year we'll blow them out in football. I'm not too worried about it. But
You say that. We all thought y'all were going to blow them out this year. And you lost. And you lost last night to a 7-18 team, Ryan. 3-13 in the Big 12. Y'all stink.
you're not staying.
Arkansas loses next week.
Top
Come
10.
here and sit. I can see him
Top
here
10.
right by him. I'll say, oh, Arkansas lost to Alabama. They lost for Kansas State.
Top 10. That's all I gotta say.
Are y'all still top 10?
Yeah, there's a top 10.
What's your ranking?
I think it's like 9.
Oh, whatever. Freaking
That's
great.
top 10.
What's that? Big 12 play on Tuesday? Is that their thing?
Sometimes, yeah.
Villanova beat St. John 81-58. Oh, Mike Anderson. He's the head coach of St. John. Shout out to him. He lost. West Virginia beat TCU 74-66. TCU gave them a run. Number 14 Texas beat Kansas 75-72. Georgia Tech beat number 16 Virginia Tech
I saw that. That was a big one.
69-53. Nice.
Georgia Tech's bad. They are bad.
Better than Kansas State.
Anyways, moving on.
No.
Yeah.
So, Ole Miss beat number 24 Missouri. How far Missouri has fallen? That's crazy. They're 14-7 now. What a disaster. They're as bad as Kentucky. 60-53. Ole Miss should get in the tournament before Kentucky does. Ole Miss is 13-9. Never mind. All right. That concludes the college basketball segment is long. I talk a lot of scores here.
There's a lot to talk about.
I'm not even talking about like random teams either. I'm just covering the top 25. Well,
Yeah,
do
we're
you
not
have
talking about
anything? I'm
Furman.
still gonna keep going on college basketball, but do you have any statements you want to make on any games that have been played?
Um, the games that have been played this past weekend, one I did want to note is Florida State. They keep winning in the ACC. I still think they're the best in the ACC. They beat Pitt.
Um,
Um,
bring out Clemson.
and then Clemson and Arkansas games last week got postponed. So I just wanted to
Clemson and who?
Arkansas.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought it was like Clemson boost Arkansas.
could happen. But yeah, Clemson Arkansas games got postponed last week because of COVID. So we're not skipping them. They just didn't happen.
Didn't they play last night?
Clemson played today.
Hey.
They won 60-39 against Wake Forest. Big win. And then Arkansas is playing later tonight.
Yeah, so right now I'm not going to cover too much. Florida State plays Miami. Miami stinks. Number 6 Alabama plays number 20 Arkansas.
That's
How? Let me ask you a question.
yeah.
So Alabama is 18-5 and they're ranked 6th. Arkansas is 17-5. We're 20th. Think about that.
Honestly, when I look at that, when I look at Alabama's schedule, when they
Well,
play
yeah,
big,
Arkansas didn't play any like out of conference opponents. I will give them that.
well, when Alabama plays big teams, they don't. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen for them. They just don't win.
We'll see what they do against the biggest team tonight. They played all year. The Arkansas Razorbacks.
No, no, they played Oklahoma.
When they already played Oklahoma?
Alabama did,
Oh, they
yeah,
lost, didn't they, Oklahoma? I forgot
yeah.
about
Oklahoma beat them,
that. Was in the SEC Big 12 Challenge. Yep.
something like that. Yeah.
All right, some other games of note. Florida State plays Miami. Creighton plays DePaul. Tennessee plays Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's going to blow out Tennessee. I'll take note. Tennessee, 15-6. They stink. Whatever. No, Arkansas gets no respect. Let's go. Let's keep moving on here. Gonzaga, the
Still
Big
dressed
12.
on a pig, but still a pig.
That's true. We'll keep trucking on here. These are games, so important to note. These are games to note for the Cup upcoming weekend. I'm just gonna shout out some ones that I think are important. Gonzaga plays a team with a winning record. They
What?
play Santa Clara 10-6. So we'll see how that works out for them. This is tomorrow, Thursday, February 25th. Number 3, Michigan takes on number 9, Iowa. Tomorrow, Illinois plays Nebraska. They stink. Ohio State plays Michigan State. That's kind of a big game. So 2 big games tomorrow in the Big 12.
Yeah, not as big as it should be, maybe, but it'll be fun.
Oh man, tomorrow is a barn burner of a night. So the next game we have is USC versus Colorado. USC's number 19. Colorado 17-7. Good basketball team. Probably
That could be a fun
probably
game.
the second best team in the Pac-12. Maybe I don't know about Oregon,
Yeah, that'd be a fun game to watch.
but crazy. That's crazy. The Pac-12, right? I said that. Boise State plays San Diego State tomorrow. That'll be a big game. Boise State's not even ranked, and they're better. They have the same exact record as they actually have a game over San Diego State. And they're not even ranked. That's crazy.
Is San Diego State ranked?
Yeah, 22.
Makes no sense.
Boise State's 14-3 in the Mountain West. San Diego State's 11-3. Maybe that's something to do with it. Probably out of conference and stuff. West Virginia plays Baylor tomorrow.
Ooh, that's a good
Oh,
one.
it got canceled. Son of a.
Freaking Baylor.
It can't be
They
Baylor.
don't even play anymore. They just want to get to the tournament and be a number 1 seed.
It's like COVID. I'm just
Wait
kidding.
to the
I hope
tournament.
nobody gets COVID. But if you're faking it, you're a little. Michigan back at it on Saturday. They don't play around. They get 1 day's rest. That's all we need.
Iowa. That's a good team.
On Saturday? Michigan?
I thought so.
No, they're playing Indiana.
I put Iowa upcoming. I know that.
Well, yeah, and so February 27th.
Maybe it's Tuesday.
That'll be Saturday. Yeah, that probably is next Tuesday.
Yeah.
February 27th, they play Indiana. That's not really. They'll blow out Indiana. What happened to Indiana? Yeesh.
Who knows?
Texas plays Texas Tech. That's another ranked matchup. Tennessee plays Auburn. That should be one of note. Illinois plays Wisconsin. Arkansas plays LSU. 2 tough games for the Hogs this week. Oklahoma plays Oklahoma State. Ooh, a little rivalry
Be a fun
game.
one. Number one overall draft pick, Oklahoma
And
State.
Cade Cunningham. Oklahoma State unranked, but still they got that dude. A lot of people are thinking they can make a little run if he gets hot in the
It's
NCAA.
not bad.
West Virginia plays Kansas State. Florida State plays North Carolina. West Virginia plays Wake Forest. San Diego State plays Boise State again. Um, Creighton plays Xavier. Loyola Chicago. We've talked about them a little bit. They play
It's a fun
Southern
team.
Illinois. Baylor, their game's still going for now. We'll see if it
Me
gets
too.
canceled because they get COVID. Baylor plays Kansas.
Kansas.
And
It's
I
a good
think
one.
that's Gonzaga plays Loyola Marymount, another team in their conference that has a winning record. So
Good
that's
for them.
exciting. So right now, so we're gonna come here to I'll come here to standings. Right now, Clemson is sixth in their conference with a record of 14-5. I should probably note who Clemson plays on Saturday as well.
They play. Who do they play?
Miami. So they should
Miami.
win the game. So
Yeah, they play
Clemson,
Miami.
Arkansas is second in the SEC. That held. By the way, last week I said that it was possible that it did not. It did. So good for me.
Good for them.
Good for me for calling it out.
I'll give it. I'll give you that one.
Oh,
That's the only one I'll give you to.
all right. Finally, but not least, I'm going to just talk about, I'm going to run through these tournament teams real fast, and then we'll move on. Here we go.
Here we go.
Gonzaga's number 1, Baylor's number 2, Michigan's number 3, Ohio State's number 4, Illinois number 5, Alabama's number 6, Iowa's number 7, Villanova's number 8. Number 9 is Oklahoma. Number 10 is West Virginia. Number 11, Houston. Number 12, Florida State. Number 13, Virginia. Number 14, USC. Number 15 is Tejas. Number 16 is Kansas. 17 is Creighton. 18 is Wisconsin. 19 is Purdue. 20 is Texas Tech. 21 is Tennessee. 22, Woo Pig. 23, Missouri. That's bound to change. 24, Virginia Tech. 25, Louisiana State. 26, Clemsontigers. Clemson at number 26.
Yes.
That's about all the things I think that's notable. Duke, first 4 out now. I think that's important to note. And I think that's the only one that I see that's any kind of interest. Stanford, UConn, I also first 4 out.
Oh, really?
And Georgia Tech's in the next 4 out. It must not be as bad as you think they are.
Maybe they come back.
They have some wild picks in here too, man. Things I just don't understand. Whatever. That's it. That's college basketball. All right, Ryan, take over. I'm tired. I need a nap. That's a lot of stuff. God. Maybe we should start doing
There's a
this
lot in college basketball right now. It's just
maybe we should start doing a 2-week show because it would alleviate some of the pain off of me having to do that whole hour and a half long segment, or I'll have to freaking just go off on a ton of stuff. Oh.